guys, today's lesson is section 8.6, factoring trinomials when a is not 1. Remember from the previous lesson, the trinomials that we are factoring are in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where the a value is our leading coefficient or the coefficient for the term with the x squared. This method I like to call slip and slide, such that it will help you remember the procedure and the steps in order to factor these types of trinomials. In the first problem, I kind of listed the steps here to help us remember what they are, and in problem 2 and 3, we'll just follow the steps from problem 1. So again, since a is not 1 this time, we're going to, the first step is to multiply it times the c. So we're actually going to move it over, slip it over, and multiply it to the c value. For this problem, when we do that, we'll be left with x squared minus 3x minus 4. Step 2 is to factor. Now, these are the trinomials that we factored in the last lesson. Where a is 1, we want to find two numbers that have a product of -4 and a sum of -3. Those two numbers will be -4 and 1, since -4 times 1 is -4 and -4 plus 1 is -3. Therefore, our factors for this problem would be x minus 4 times x plus 1. These are the factors for the second trinomial, the x squared minus 3x minus 4, but we're still trying to find the factors for our original one where a was 2. Since in the first step I multiplied a times the c value, I'm now going to divide. And since I multiplied by 2, I'm going to divide both of the values I found in the previous step for my factors by 2. We are going to simplify x minus 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And x plus 1/2 is going to stay as x plus 1/2, since we can't simplify 1/2 any further. However, in our factors, we're not going to leave a fraction. The last step is called slide, in which if we are left with a fraction, what we're going to do is slide the denominator up to the front. So our factors are now x minus 2 times 2x plus 1. These will be our factors for our original trinomial, 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. Over on the right-hand side, let's check to see if we're correct real quick by actually multiplying x minus 2 times 2x plus 1 and making sure we arrive at our original expression. We're going to FOIL out or distribute our first term of x. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 1 is x. And then we'll distribute the -2. -2 times 2x is -4x. -2 times 1 is -2. Combining our like terms in the middle leaves us with 2x squared minus 3x minus 2, which, since it's our original expression or trinomial that we started with, we know our factors are correct. X minus 2 times 2x plus 1 is equal to 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. X minus 2 and 2x plus 1 are the factors of our trinomial. Let's go ahead and repeat the steps for our next two problems. For problem number 2, again, since a, or the coefficient in front of the x squared term, is not 1, we're going to slip it over and multiply it times c, leaving us with x squared minus 8x minus 9. The next step is, now that a is 1, we could factor that trinomial. We're looking for two numbers that have a product of -9 and a sum of -8. That would be -9 and +1, since -9 times 1 is -9, and -9 plus 1 is -8. Since in the first step we multiplied by 3, the third step we're going to divide both by 3. Simplify if we could, And if we can't, we're going to slide the denominator up to the front. Our first factor will be x minus 3, since 9 divided by 3 is 3. And our second factor, since we can't simplify 1/3 any further, we're going to slide the 3 up to the front of the factor to give us 3x plus 1. Over on the right, let's check to make sure that these factors are correct and that x minus 3 times 3x plus 1 are in fact factors for our trinomial. I'm going to distribute the x times 3x is 3x squared, x times 1 is x, and then the negative 3 times 3x is negative 9x, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Combining our like terms in the middle, we're left with 3x squared minus 8x minus 3, which is the same expression we started off with in the beginning. Therefore, our factors for our trinomial are correct, and x minus 3 times 3x plus 1 is equal to 3x squared minus 8x minus 3. Our last problem for this first page here, similar to problem number 2, we're going to slip the 3 over the a value and multiply it times c, leaving us with x squared plus 2x minus 24. Factoring the trinomial we now have, we're looking for two numbers that have a product of negative 24 and a sum of 2. Those two numbers we'll have is x plus 6 and x minus 4. Since 6 times negative 4 is negative 24, and adding will give us 2. 6 plus negative 4 is 2. Since the first step we multiplied by 3, our next step will divide by 3. Simplifying if we could, 6 divided by 3 is 2. And if we can't, like the fraction 4/3, we'll slide the denominator up to the front to give us our second factor of 3x minus 4. Let's check to make sure our factors are correct. 3x minus 4 times x plus 2. If we are correct, our answer should be our original trinomial. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 2 is 6x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Combining our like terms in the middle, we do arrive at our original trinomial, 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. Therefore, our factors are correct. The two factors we have for our trinomial are x plus 2 and 3x minus 4. What I'm going to ask you guys to do is pause the video. Try problems 4, 5, and 6 using the steps that we did in problems 1, 2, and 3. Once you get your answer, play the video back to check. Here are our answers for problems 4, 5, and 6. Problem number 4, we're multiplying a times c, or 2 times 3, to give us the last c value of 6. Factoring, or finding two numbers with a product of 6 and a sum of 5, gives us our factors x plus 3 and x plus 2. When dividing by 2, since we can't simplify 3 halves any further, we're moving 2 up to the front to give us our first factor of 2x plus 3. And for our second factor, since 2 divided by 2 is 1, our second factor will be x plus 1. Problem number 5, multiplying the 16 times the 1 gives us our new c value of 16. Factoring the new trinomial, two numbers that multiply to get positive 16 and add to get negative 8 will be negative 4 and negative 4. And simplifying our fractions after dividing by 16, they both become negative 1/4. Since they're both still a fraction, we're sliding the denominator up to the front to get our two factors, 4x minus 1 and 4x minus 1. Lastly, problem 6, we're multiplying 8 times 3 to give us negative 24 as our new c value. Two numbers that multiply to give us negative 24 and add to get positive 2 is 6 and negative 4. Dividing both by 8 and simplifying the fraction, 6/8 simplifies to 3/4, in which we'll slide the 4 up to the front, giving us our first factor of 4x plus 3, and our second factor of 2x minus 1, such that 1/2 can't be simplified any further, and we are sliding the 2 up to the front of the factor. For each of the problems, as you can see on the right-hand side, I checked all three of them by foiling or multiplying their factors and arriving at our original trinomial. Please let me know if you guys have any questions on the lesson, and I'll talk to you soon.